Hello, welcome back to another FPL video. Hope everyone is doing well. We've just come to the end of game week 23, ending on the Leeds v Palace game, which I can only say was an absolutely abysmal performance from Palace. But, all the Leeds assets coming in doing well, the likes of Dallas, Rafinha, Harrison, Patrick, Bamford, the fraud, getting a 9 point, 8.8 or 9 points. He absolutely smashed it. Either way, Van Aanholt getting benched at half time. Oh my word. But today we're going to be taking a look ahead to game week 24, the double game week 24 in fact, how the team lines up, and make sure you hang around to a bit later where we discuss the kind of potential transfers. If you're new on here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the daily FPL content. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, and let's get straight on into this one. So I kind of alluded a little bit there to the game week 23, but how has game week 23 actually fared for me? It's been okay with the game week average coming in at 58. I've got a 76 pointer for this week, so even though I'm a little bit annoyed with how Van Aanholt kind of did at the end, because I thought I could have pushed on a little bit, 76 points I can never be disappointed about. Saw me take a green arrow. Was a very kind of minimal green arrow though, because everyone, most people generally own the same kind of assets. Still, James Justin getting a 9 pointer, Dallas at the end getting 12 points. So a lot of stuff kind of evened itself out in the end, with total points of 1377, that's 1377, and an overall rank of about 480k. So I'm climbing. I was about 700k a few weeks ago. So we're getting there, clawing our way back after what was a woeful double gaming 19. So how does the team kind of line up for gaming 24? Well, right now we've got Martinez in goal away to Brighton. That's not a particularly bad fixture for Aston Villa to potentially keep a clean sheet. We've got PVA at home to Burnley. Who knows what's going to happen there? I need to wait for some news whether he was taken off purely for tactical reasons or whether he picked up an injury. Either way, I do have Mitchell there, so I've got one of the two kind of Palace left backs. So hopefully, if Van Aanholt doesn't play, Mitchell come in, or Mitchell plays. You get what I'm saying. Hopefully, I'll at least have some coverage there. Soufal against Sheffield, very easy pick for me. Hopefully, West Ham can keep a clean sheet, and Soufal can actually get some attacking return to kind of counter the amount of points that Creswell's been getting. Jeez, he's been smashing it. Then we've got Cancelo, one of the first double game week player we come to, playing against Tottenham and Everton. On paper, two pretty tough fixtures, but the way the Man City have been keeping clean sheets this season, absolutely insane. So I still very much back Cancelo in both of these games. Then in the midfield five, we've got Heung-min Son away to Manchester City. Now he's someone, I'm potentially looking at moving on, although Harry Kane is coming back, and I bought the guy at 9 million, and he's now 9.7 million. So I've got a lot of value tied up, so it's going to be very hard for me to let Sonny Boy go. And then we've got Rashford and Bruno playing against West Bromwich Albion. A very, very potential captaincy for Bruno there, because although we have got other players kind of in the double game week, it's against West Brom and it's Man United, who've been absolutely smashing it of late. Obviously, it was 3-3 against Everton, but they still, I'm sort of taking that from an attacking perspective of they scored 3 goals. Both Bruno and Rashford picked up attacking returns, so I was still reasonably pleased with that game. Then we've got Salah playing against Leicester. Salah picked up a goal, scored a penalty, and he's always going to be able to sort of grab goals like that in games. And as long as he is still picking up some returns, I definitely do want to have Salah in my team, because I feel like Liverpool are just going through a little bit of an uncertain patch at the minute. I think once they move Henderson back into that midfield, bring one of the new centre backs in, they're going to have a lot more kind of solidity in their team. And hopefully the likes of Salah can really kind of push on from there. And then we've got Jack Grealish, kind of just a player that's literally just unbenchable for me. I cannot bench Jack Grealish. Week in, week out, no matter who the guy's playing, he will be playing for me. And I mean, yeah, Brighton away. It seems on paper like one of the easier fixtures this week. But, Brighton have been really, really good defensively of late. The amount of big chances they've been conceding is less than City. So, Grealish and Villa could potentially struggle in this game. But Grealish for me, he's just an absolute baller. I'm always going to be playing him. Then up front, we have the Lord Fraud himself, Patrick Bamford, against Arsenal. And we have DCL playing in the double game week against Fulham and Man City. Obviously for DCL, kind of targeting that Fulham game a little bit more. But it was very nice to kind of see him in the last 2 games pick up the 9 and 12 pointer very kind of unexpectedly. So, I mean, it's a weird one, because both his goals were just one touch, but if he's going to be there at the right time and score the goals, then completely fair enough. I'll take all the points I can get. Then on the bench we've got Mitchell, Dyer and Brewster. Brewster obviously just being the filler spot. Dyer actually dropping in price. I didn't even realise until today that he dropped in price down to 4.9 mil. Completely lost. Mourinho just kind of seems to have lost faith in him. It seemed as though before, Dyer was one of his favoured players, and talking to Spurs fan has been one of the kind of better players this season, but of late, you know, he gave away that awful penalty against Chelsea, and of late it's been pretty downhill for Dyer. So moving on to some potential transfers for this week, I'm looking at taking 3 transfers, taking a -4 for this week, as I have banked 2 free transfers for this week. And firstly, we were thinking of taking out Eric Dyer. I mean, that's a pretty simple move for me. Then Sonny Boy, as I discussed, is going to be a pretty hard move for me to make, especially, you know, with Kane coming back in. They do have the Manchester City away fixture, which is kind of swaying me to moving him out. But as I said already, I've got a lot of value in him. So it is a pretty tough sell. But with how I can kind of overall improve my team, I do kind of like. And Nyland, we're also looking at taking out. He's been really bugging me because he's taken up that 3rd Villa spot. I own Martinez and Grealish, and I've really wanted to bring in Ollie Watkins for quite some time now. But Nyland has taken up that 3rd Aston Villa spot, so I've not quite been able to. So it'll be quite nice to be able to shift him on. So here are the transfers I'm thinking of making. We go Dyer to Diaz. I mean, a pretty standard move. Gets me the double gaming fixtures. Diaz is just kind of, you know, his place is cemented in that Manchester City side, and I feel like he's just potentially even a season keeper from now on. So I really, really do like that move. Son to Gundogan provides a lot of kind of money and fun, so I can put them elsewhere in the team. As you can see, you know, Dyer to Diaz, that's a 1.2 mil move. So, you know, I'm having to fund these moves, and how am I funding it? Son to Gundogan seems like a pretty simple move, and Gundogan's actually been smashing it, a player I'm thinking of bringing in and actually captaining as well, because just the amount of goals has been scoring. If he was 11-12 million, people would 100%, like so many more people would be captaining this week. I think a lot of people are going to captain him, but I think that Gundogan for me is definitely a player I'm going to bring in, and a player I'm definitely looking at captaining as well. And then we've got Pope in for Nyland. I just want to target the double gaming fixtures. They've got Palace, who looked woeful tonight. I really don't see Palace scoring against Burnley, to be honest. And then Fulham as well. You can really see Burnley picking up a couple of clean sheets there. You know, if Pope picks up any kind of save points, any kind of bonus points, it could be a massive week for Nick Pope. So these are 3 transfers I'm thinking of making for a -4, bringing in 3 players, you know, with double gaming fixtures. I think could really help me out in this next week, and potentially even in the double gaming 26, where I think both these sides should also be receiving double game weeks then. So if you have enjoyed this quick little preview ahead of the double game week 24, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here for the daily FPL content, and don't forget to leave a comment on any moves that you're thinking of making, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.